everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to our Nazca game in Lucid's 2022 tournament, where I think it's game 5 that we're in. I always forget whether or not we're game 4 or game 5. Let me get check. Might have been saying it wrong this entire time. We're game 4, not game 5. Whoops. I think I've done that multiple times already. Anyways, whatever. It's turn 5. Let's jump into things. So right off the bat, we have our air gems from Yis. We talked about this last turn. We did a 10 earth for 5 air trade. This is going to let us hit our first cast of condors on the turn that we need, and it gets us that much closer to hopefully a second cast of condors on the immediate following turn. So fingers crossed. How's it going, Otis Botus? You hanging out? All right. We've got battle in the Mighty Pillars. This is just a ping, but it is a very important ping because it's going to show us whether or not we can move. Oh, yes. This is barely anything. This is fantastic, right? We're super happy about this. Yeah, take it on your own. I believe in you. Sometimes it happens. No, it doesn't. Okay. So this is a very, very small province, and or very, very small amount of PD, or indies rather, and this is totally something that we can take. We're very excited about that. Okay, fantastic. Next we have an actual battle in Amul. Okay, got a main force of condors back here with some Hatan Runa. We've got our archers. We're up against a fair amount of deer tribe. Starting to shoot in. We've got that's unfortunate. We've got a barbarian chief buried in things, so it's unlikely that we're going to pick him off. In point of fact, oh, I say that and he gets shot. Oh, that's funny. Okay, we fall on the back, and this is kind of a problem, right? Because the Alpha Strike killed a couple of people, but there's so many archers that they're kind of hanging out, and we did not get the Deer Tribe Shaman over here, so that is a little bit unfortunate. That guy did have a... Hold up. That guy had a disease. Is this a death site? Doesn't have a disease right now. What? I don't know that I have ever seen that. He got hit and diseased? Huh. Strange. Alright, anyways, whatever. Watch through this again. Pretty fortunate that that barbarian chief got blasted there. Looks like we do lose some units, though, so this is unfortunate. We lose 3 Condor Warriors. That is a big ouch. We lose 7 pirates, but we were losing all of the pirates anyways this turn, so it didn't matter. 1 Hatan Runa, fine, good. 1 human warrior, fine, good. 3 Condor Warriors? That is a big ouch. That is a real big ouch. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, is what it is, right? Nothing we can really do about it. We ping Toledo as well. And this is another relatively okay province for us to take. Oh, I don't have this guy on. My bad. Hopefully he doesn't run. Okay, he didn't run. Gotcha. So he's down as well. Okay, battles this turn versus Indies, 1 win, 2 losses, 2 known losses, but that win was kind of a rough win. I mean, we won, but losing 3 Condor Warriors in that win is a little brutal, right? If only we could have lost all of the Hatan Runas rather than the Condor Warriors, that would have been way, way, way more preferable. We now have 2 more Malquis, though, so there is that. Blackbone's Pirates have left us. Kind of strangely, it's a turn 5, right? We have Turmoil. Increases the events that you get. We got 2 negative events. One on turn 1. Well, not turn 1. One on turn 2. One on turn 3, right? We have not gotten an event on turn 4 or on turn 5. So that's interesting. So we go from negative events to no events. Luck, I need you to do something for me, please and thank you. That'd be real nice. That's how common is it for me to just be over here begging the luck gods? All right, let's talk about a lot of things here. This is gonna be a big deal. We no longer have the commander, the my god, my mind is blanking, the mercenaries, right? We no longer have the pirates. This is not critical mass. This is not enough. Losing those 3 Condor Warriors is kind of a big deal. Now what we're attacking in the Mighty Pillars is relatively weak. I'm not expecting to lose much there. But because of what we lost in Amul, which, by the way, nice province, Amul, very excited. Over 10k, our first over 10k province. This is going to be great for us. Fantastic. Shot our income up to over 350, which is what we wanted. Mighty Pillars is a good province. We're going to take it, and we'll be able to take it with the force that is in Amul. I have every confidence that this force can take the Mighty Pillars on its own. But after that, I don't think it can take this, and I don't know that it would be able to take anything else in the area, right? So we are reinforcing with more Condor Warriors, some Alkak Runas, and we're reinforcing with the Hatan Runas that we got last turn. The hope is that after that, this party receives no more reinforcement, because if it needs to receive more reinforcement, we're really running ourselves into the ground here. We're basically just going to be expanding 1 province at a time for the rest of year 1, which is possible that is what's going to happen, but is not great for us in the long run. We're going through too much attrition. We have lost too many Condor Warriors along the way, which is unfortunate. The hope is that this is going to be enough, and we'll be fine there. We're also basically sacrificing these Hatan Runa by setting them to attack closest. So we're just getting it'd be what it'd be, right? That is the life of a Hatan Runa. So that is one thing that we're doing. We're also moving all of our Malquis. We have 3 of them now out to Bara, and yeah. That should be pretty good. We should be able to set up a Hatan Runa factory there so that we can start to add to our ranks or just use them to blitz things and go from there. We got a lot of information this turn. Our scout moving westward has discovered Vanheim. Vanheim is not who I wanted on our western border. I don't know who I wanted on our western border, but I don't think it was Vanheim. Then again, I don't think I would have wanted Jotunheim. I don't think I would have wanted Ulm. I don't think I really would have wanted Vanarus. Although, at least Vanarus, at least if it was Vanarus, then Vanarus would have had to put their money where their mouth is and actually attack me, because they're probably the biggest proponent of kill Nazca. Yeah, there's not anyone that I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm glad it's this person to the west of me. So I guess that's a moot point. It's just, of all the people, Ulm I can see coming. Arcocephale I can see coming. Jotunheim I can see coming, right? Like, all of these other people I can, for the most part, see coming. Vanheim I can't see coming. Oh, and that's real bad. Vanheim is kind of not a great matchup for me anyways. Air elementals are pretty good at squishing burbs. And they're just fucking quality. Even a base ass bitch rainbow bless group of vans can generally kick the shit out of other like burb units. So if we get like a good group of sacreds, we can have a good fight. But I mean, assuming that the van player is smart, which I'm sure they are, they're in the tournament, they're probably gonna just be able to go, oh, I'm fighting burbs. Here's 5 commanders with 5 vans on guard commander, and burbs come down, burbs get murdered, right? Like, the chances that we're gonna, I mean, maybe not, but the chances that we're gonna hit a van, let's look. Right? Get a van. Base 19 defense. Assuming no defense buffs, because why would they use defense buffs? Sarcasm. 12 versus 19. I mean, it's just not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup. And that's just based on the defense. That's not the glamour or anything else, right? So that is rough. That is unfortunate. Van has a very good ability to raid us. Van can match us army for army. We have some things that we could get to later on that will cause Van problems. But as an early opponent, I'm not extremely happy about Van. I'm also not extremely happy about Ashdod. I said this earlier that I would rather it have been Nabab, but it's not. It's Ashdod. So it kind of depends on whether or not Ashdod has a strong bless or a hell bless. Some people enjoy playing Ashdod as like Scales Dod, right? So that they can scale into the late game and really like shit on people. Because I mean, you get Ashdod to the late game and they actually have a good setup, where they have a good economy. They have a shit ton of mages. They have a shit ton of like their giant sized awesome commanders and things like that. It can be definitely tough to deal with. Not impossible, but tough to deal with. So if, you know, I would rather it be Scales Ashdod than a Hellblast Ashdod, obviously, because a Hellblast Ashdod is going to be able to just run at me and murder my face off. But, you know, either way, not looking forward to a lot of it. Ultimately, I think that it's likely that I will be getting attacked by at least 2 of the 3 players, being Agartha, Ashdod, Vanheim. I don't think I have diploed my way out of anything yet. I've got a couple of people that I'm talking to right now that have been very like, oh, yeah, I don't think we need to attack you immediately. I'm not going to say who those people are necessarily at the moment, because that might be spoilery information, but none of those people are Ashdod, Van, or Agartha right now, so that probably doesn't bode well. So yeah, that's what's going on there. We have some recruitment, and I actually... Did I do this? I did not. Okay, so we've got some recruitments. We are changing things up a little bit. Income has been rough. Normally, this would be the turn that I would be getting an Inca, like, finalized next turn, and I would have 2 turns of Condor and Spearman recruitment. And I may or may not have some Haten Runa to throw into the mix as well, right? That's the normal kind of like scenario. By turn 6, I normally had my second expansion party be led by an Inca and ready to go. That is not something that we're going to be able to do at the moment. We just can't afford it. Can't afford to do those things. So we're going to throw out another Akla. We're going to grab some more Condor Warriors and Spearmen. And we're probably going to not expand next turn, but either combine next turn or wait one more turn and then combine into a second expansion army. That is behind the curve of where I would want to be, but at this point we really don't have a choice, right? So aside from that, we are also recruiting another scout. So this turn we have 4 recruitment, 1 Akla, 1 scout, 4 Condor Warrior, and 6 Alcac Spearmen. So yeah, that's not where we want to be on commanders. That's not where we want to be on income. In most of my test games at this point, I was over 400. The combination of these not being great provinces around us. This is a good province. I'm happy to have Amul, right? And Mighty Pillars is actually pretty okay. But Forest of Pine is not very good, and then Bara is not very good. And on top of Bara not being very good, we got that bad Unrest event, which made us get even less income out of Bara. We might actually be close to the 400 mark if Bara did not get that Unrest event. So, yeah. Kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is. So that's what we've got going on. I don't know why I didn't put province defense up here to this point. Oh, I do know why I didn't put province defense up to here to this point. I'm trying to save. I'm trying to save money, right? I want to start building an Inca next turn. What I would prefer to do is, so that would be turn 6. We pay for an Inca. This is slow. So I don't know that we're going to do this. But turn 6, pay for an Inca. We kill this Akla. Turn 7, we buy more reinforcements, right? And profitize the Akla, or the priestess at that point. This group continues to expand, right? Is the hope. And then turn 8, we have an Inca with a force of 15. No, it won't be 15, but it'll be 13, I think. 13 Condor Warriors. No. It should be 13. Yeah, it should be 13 Condor Warriors. 13 or I might be missing a turn. Basically, we should have a fair amount of Condor Warriors and a fair amount of Spearmen, and at that point we should also have a fair amount of Haten Runa. So turn 8, right, slow expansion, but we go we would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? That type of scenario. Because at that point, right, like, that's enough critical mass with an Inca to bless everything, that we should probably be fine. Also, in there, we'll be able to throw in the first Condor cast, right? So that should make it to where... The other aside is trying to make sure that our expansion doesn't leave us with massive attrition. And so far, we've actually had pretty rough attrition on our Condor Warriors. So, yeah. Not great. Not great. So I don't know that that is going to go super well. Another thing that I want to report on is, and I don't know, obviously I can't report on... Not sure how. I'm gonna have to just count it, right? I'm just gonna have to like basically figure out how much I'm producing every turn. With the capture slaves command, it's somewhat random how many you get. We got Hatenruna captured 7 last turn. And I do want to keep track of this because I want to see at the end of the day, right, like how many Hatenruna are we able to generate over the course of a short period of time, and what does it really cost us, right? Because we're not buying the Hatenruna, no, but we are paying upkeep cost for them, and more specifically, we are paying upkeep cost for the Malqui, right? So while the Hatenruna themselves are relatively cheap to upkeep, the Malqui are more expensive, and if we have several of them producing Hatenruna, it could. I'm just curious. I'm curious as to whether or not it's worth it, right? Like, I'm curious as to whether or not that is enough juice for the squeeze. So in order to try to kind of figure that out, we got to know how many Hatenruna we're actually capturing per turn. So this turn we captured 7. I don't know if I put that up there yet. Sorry. This turn we captured 7. So boom, 7. 2. Yeah. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? I don't think so. We have neighbors established. Agartha, Ashdod, Van. No one's just jumping out to claim things immediately next to us, so that's good. The general chat has been mostly tame, though I have heard some rumblings about the potential for early underwater wars, which I think is kind of to be expected, right? I think everyone kind of expects a massive Thunderdome in the water, because I think the general opinion is the general opinion amongst a lot of people is that this is too much underwater in the game, and we're all gonna get fucked by the underwater because there's gonna be a massive Thunderdome. Someone's gonna win, and then that someone is gonna beat the shit out of everyone else, because how's a land nation supposed to match a 3-cap underwater nation? I mean, I think if that is what comes to pass, then yeah, I mean, you're not wrong in that situation, right? So if that is what happens, then oof, things are probably not going to look great for us. But hopefully there's going to be some good back and forth between the underwater nations, and you know, that doesn't come to pass in the near future. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, again, I still think that if I am allowed to survive, if I am able to survive and kind of do my thing, then I might be able to jump into the underwater game sooner rather than later, which is partially what this Akla is for, right? If we get her next turn, that's turn 6, we get her killed. On turn 7, we click the turn profit. So on turn 8, which is a little late, is when we would get our first Supaya, right? So we would be able to press the button on turn 8 to say call Supaya. So after that, turn 9, we get our first 2 Supayas. Every turn from then on, we're at least generating some Supayas. And once we get Supayas, we don't need very many to jump into Underhome, so that'd be nice. But we do need a way to get underwater. We could send one of our Malquis in there pretty easily, but that would take multiple turns to walk through Forest of Pine and then to Underhome and then back. I'm really considering putting up a fort here in Amul, but while I want that to happen, I'm somewhat concerned that we're not going to have any resources here, because, I mean, we'll have resources from Mighty Pillars, I suppose, but I'm also concerned that Ashdod, if they see a fort going up, they're just going to knife us. Which, I mean, they're probably just going to knife us anyways, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that, I think, is going to be the end of the turn. Not a whole lot else going. We won't have Conjuration 3 next turn, but soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.